Tonight, reigning and 7-time PBA Player of the Year Jason Belmonte looks to create more history as he seeks his 4th PBA Tournament of Champions title. But one of the best in the game, the well-coiffed and strong-shooting Kyle Troup, stands in his way. Could it be Belmo versus Troup tonight here at historic Riviera Lanes? We are just outside Akron, Ohio. Packed house inside historic Riviera Lanes, maybe the most historic bowling center in the world, as we welcome you to our continuing coverage of the PBA Tournament of Champions. We started the evening with 13 left in contention to win one of the game's most prestigious tournaments. We're now down to our final 9. What a lineup we have coming your way tomorrow over on Fox. The survivor of tonight's action will join that group, and we're going to start with Chris Vi taking on Marshall Kent, Anderson, Belmonte, Troup, still to come a little bit later as we welcome you inside Riviera Lanes. So glad you're here with us, Rob Stone, and the duo of Hall of Famers, Norm Duke and Randy Peterson, back here with you. Our final 2 hours is highlighted by maybe two of the most iconic brands that bowling has ever seen. The colorful, the charismatic, the winning Kyle Troup, and the man that many consider, including this man, Norm Duke, to be the greatest bowler ever. Why do you say that about Jason Belmonte?
Well, he's got more power than any other bowler in PBA history. He's got a great mental game, a sound spare game. You add all that up, and that's what you get with Jason Belmonte. Now, you might think, well, he can't play outside. Wrong. One time in the PBA World Championship, I locked horns with him. He played a plastic ball up 3-4 right with me, and I had all I needed to win. And he ran me to the Game 7.
Yeah, I think you're right, Norman. And I think that we've seen over the years with Belmonte, guys, is that when he is at 100%, he's head and shoulders better than anybody else on this tour. And then you have Kyle Troup, right? I mean, guy made almost $500,000 a couple of years ago. Kyle Troup is a guy that can give Jason Belmonte a run for his money. And I'll tell you why. He said to us, guys, guess what? This E.J. Tackett, this Anthony Simonson, this Jason Belmonte, I know how good they are. The only way I can beat them is to outwork them, and that's exactly what I plan on doing.
Those two on the tail end of our 2-hour broadcast. Coming up next, Chris Vi, who is coming in on quite a roll that we've seen already tonight.
Yeah, he started with 247 against Malott. Taking advantage of the big guy and all of Wes's troubles with that injured back. Next match against Stu Williams wasn't close. He ends up taking Stu Williams down. Stewie had some trouble late, and Vi wins that game 193-176. And then against Jake Peters. And Norm and I talked about it. We were kind of surprised that Jake didn't play farther right. We thought if any player could do that, Jake could do that. He chose to stay inside, cost him. Vi wins 211-180.
So Vi has Marshall Kent coming up next, and then waiting in the wings, the two big names in PBA right now, and Kimberly Pressler standing by with those two talents, Troup and Belmo.
Two powerhouse players for sure. Jason, let's start with you because you have the world talking, because usually we see you on every single show, winning all these different tournaments, but this is the first time we're seeing you in 2023. So how would you describe your season so far?
Yeah, I would probably say it's been a really close season. You know, I finished 7th a few times, a couple of hits away. But listen, that's just what it's like out here. It is brutally hard. And so I know what I have done doesn't mean anything moving forward. I've got to continually step up. I've got to always work on my game. I've always got to give them my absolute best. This season, I need to do better. It's as simple as it is, and I'm going to try and start it right now.
Well, you can hear behind us, this crowd has absolutely missed you, but we'll see you later on in the show. Good luck tonight. And Kyle, when we talked previously before the show, you know, we talked about the fact that you were in this exact position in the U.S. Open in number 5 spot, but you said you genuinely like being the number 5 seed. Why is that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big confidence guy, and, you know, if I get the win tonight, then that's going to give me a lot of confidence coming in and gives me a little experience on the pair, and, you know, also allows me to have 2 days with the great fans here in Akron, Ohio.
And I saw you over there. You're like getting them all worked up. Are you excited to be here in this historic place to bowl once again?
Most definitely. This is the first time I'm getting to bowl on the show pair of lanes, so pretty exciting for me. And it's a great crowd packed all the way down the house. So we're not forgetting about you guys all the way down there, too. So let's make some noise tonight and have a good time.
All right, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
As the 5 seed, Kyle Troup will conclude our coverage tonight. Before that, Jason Belmonte will take to the lanes. Both those pros with huge fan support here. But we begin with your 11 seed, Chris Vi. Can he make it 4 straight wins as he goes up against 8 seed Marshall Kent, who's had some issues on television? More on that when our live coverage of the TOC returns to FS1. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Knock your initial mortgage rate down by up to 3% with rate reduced from Guaranteed Rate. Learn more at rate.com. Standing room only crowd inside historic Riviera Lanes. Just outside of Akron, we are in Fairlawn, Ohio, as we get set to roll on those infamous lanes number 27 and 28 here. Here is the 4-match stepladder for tonight. Again, the survivor of tonight's activities get to move on to that early start tomorrow, noon on Fox for the final of the TOC.
He's the 2021 U.S. Open champion, bowling out of Northridge Lanes in Springfield, Ohio, the number 11 seed, Chris Vi.
Vi already 3 wins this evening to get to this showdown against Marshall Kent. Can he win 4 more head-to-head showdowns to get to tomorrow's championship show on Fox as you take a look at Vi's arsenal?
Guess what he's throwing, Rob?
An RST?
X1.
That's my favorite RST.
Comes in light, or excuse me, heavy, leaving the 3, 9, 10.
Tough spare. Open frame. Yikes. Started with an open frame in his win against Williams.
Winner of 5 PBA Tour titles so far, rolling out of Nob Hill Bowl in Yakima, Washington, number 8 seed, Marshall Kent.
Little hammer shout out there. He switched bowling ball companies, now rolls with hammer, and it has made a big impact on his game, and he starts 1 pin shy of a strike. 5 tour titles, none of them have been majors for the 2014 Rookie of the Year on the PBA Tour.
Hey, Rob,
Sir?
maybe you can help with this. So the ball that Marshall's using is this one. I actually had to look it up online. You want to go ahead and try
The
to print it?
archetype?
Archetype?
Yeah. Archetype.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with, and the archetype throws that one in for the spare. So Vi with an open frame, Kent with the spare, and Kent, Norm, fair to say that on television, Marshall Kent has had his issues, and these were stats that jumped out you earlier today.
Oh, yeah. Career majors, 0-7. How about all-time? 5-17. Man.
1-4 in title matches.
Title matches 1-4. He's not even averaging 200 in title matches.
His line, I have to figure out how to get off to a good start. And he starts now with a spare and then a strike.
Guys, look at these numbers real quick. What jumps out at you?
He's standing about 15 boards right of any other player we've seen since the start of of this event.
Game one going 11-5. Our first game earlier this evening, they were already left of fourth arrow.
Right.
Off that open frame in the first, Vi responds with a strike. We move to the third. The winner to take on Andrew Anderson.
Same break point down lane, completely different location at the arrows.
Yeah, most of the time, all the pros are going to have the same break point. It's within 2 or 3 boards, no matter how much we're hooking it. We're wanting to get to the same spot. However, you got to get it to hit the pins and got to get it to hit it hard.
Keep in mind, folks, that we did have a re-oil
Yeah.
in between our last show and the start of this one. Ew.
Yeah, he's just soft on this one. I think, you know, he's right down his target line. He's just making sure he doesn't sail past the head pin, and in doing so, he gets full hand, and he's looking at this tough split.
Three frames, 2 of them open for Chris Vi.
So, guys, including last night's action with our 17-16 seeds to start this massive stepladder finals through our last game this evening, what do you think the players are averaging? What do you think the composite average of every game bowled thus far is?
I'm going to go in the two teens.
207.
How about 196 and a half?
You double check your math, Randall Peterson.
Double checking.
Yep, math has been checked and rechecked, and if you look at Marshall
Listen.
Ken here and how far right he is, and I'll tell you, the more they bowl on this pair of lanes, the more carry down you're going to get, and the more it's going to benefit the players to move that far to the right, just because it gets so slick down lane. I don't mind this move at all. Besides that, it keeps the lanes in play.
Yeah.
Because if you get them like they were earlier in the evening in our prior telecast, Belmonte is going to be right in his home field.
Yeah, I don't dislike anything that Marshall Kent's doing right now in terms of lane play.
Just 30 years old. Still looking for his first major title. And I think we've had major expectations, Randy, for this young man for years, since he was Rookie of the Year back in 2014.
I agree. I mean, I think he's one of the most gifted athletes out here, and he is a true athlete. This guy is a gym rat. He's in phenomenal shape, and he can do anything he wants to with a bowling ball. I mean, he can hook it, he can throw it slow, he can throw it 100. I mean, the talent is there, but you got to connect the bottom part with the top part, right? You got to be wired correctly, and he's working on it. He's getting there.
Ohio native Chris Vi, way right of target.
Have you ever seen that, Rob? He just took 2 out of the rack.
I don't think I have. He took what? Did he take the 6-9?
Yes, he did.
He just gets around it, missed it, all in the same. Oh my goodness, watch this ball. It just will not stop going to the right.
I mean, that's like me driving out on the main road here in Akron. Just nothing but sliding.
How about the flurries we had today? Huh? That wasn't in the forecast.
It's kind of what.
Good to be inside.
Yeah. How'd you like to shoot at this?
How would you like 3 open frames in your first 4 at the TOC? Are you kidding me?
Didn't see that coming.
No chance as we take a look at tonight's Brunswick oil pattern. We are rolling on the Don Johnson 40, Randall.
Don Johnson, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest ever, my old coach, and you can see where the players are wanting to play that deep inside line. Not Marshall Kent. He is about 10 boards right of that.
Johnson won this tournament back in 1970. Better.
And that looked like a ball change.
It was, yeah. I don't know what he changed to, but it was definitely a ball change.
phase 2, I believe he changed to.
There it is, the phase 2.
How'd you cut? Wow, Rob, I'm impressed. That's good.
I got a good eye for these things.
You got a sheet that tells you all the names.
No, I don't.
I know you don't.
Even better, I have somebody in my headset
know,
telling me what
right?
it is.
Uh-oh, I think I got him. I'm sorry, Marshall. Marshall, I'm sorry. Now the crowd.
Chuckle Hut got to Marshall.
Now the crowd's yelling at me.
Let's blame
Okay,
Norm.
buddy, I forgive you.
Thank you, Marshall. I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to hide.
Listen, I love the fact that he's smiling about it. There are plenty out on the tour who would be awfully surly at the three of us for creating that type of noise.
Please.
That moment.
Please.
Yeah,
Thank you, God.
Marshall Kent, 3 strikes through his first 5 frames. He is up 45. He is in control tonight.
Oh, I feel so much better now. If you would have picked Ford on that shot, I would have had to have left the building.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, I'm good.
Randy, I don't know if you're aware of this, but you are loud.
I know that.
You have a booming voice.
I know.
Tammy, you agree?
I'm sorry.
Tammy knows what we're talking about.
Come on. Yes. Yeah. Come on. Again, look at the numbers, guys. Look. You saw where the guys are playing all night long. Not this guy.
When red and blue make purple, you're doing something right. All Chris Vi so far, or rather all Marshall Kent so far. Chris Vi, not too late to get yourself back into it, friend. Rob Stone, Randy Peterson, Norm Duke, Kimberly Pressler back here with you inside historic Riviera Lanes. Just west of Akron, just south of Cleveland. We are in Fairlawn, Ohio, rolling on lanes 27 and 28. Randy, the 2 most famous and infamous lanes in all of bowling?
Absolutely. I mean, when a shot from 1970 gets the number, it's voted the number 4 greatest moment of all time in PBA history, and it happened on this pair of lanes.
By right of target. He's trying to take some momentum with that strike in the 5th after 2 straight open frames, and here it is, 55-pin hole about to grow probably.
Yeah, he's so much farther right than he was in last telecast, and his ball's still just on a hydroplane. You know, when they ask about is the PBA Tour easy or tough, Randy mentioned 196 is the composite average for all of these shows, and these are the best of all of them.
Nice cover.
That's what he's wanting on his first shot right there.
Right. Instead of that open frame in the 1st.
The 3rd.
And the 4th.
Wow, in unison. That was great.
Finished 5th at the PBA Springfield Classic, 60th at the U.S. Open. Last week had a top 30 finish in Jackson, Michigan, currently 34th on the PBA Tour points list. First time he's had real success inside this building this week. Vi will have a top 10 finish here. Trying to make it interesting late. He's going to need Kent to collapse, though.
I just think Marshall's line to the pocket's a lot more predictable.
I agree with that.
And a lot of times when the lanes are tough, what was our old saying, Norm? Straighter is greater.
Straighter's greater. And he's not only playing a little bit straighter, but he's got massive rev rate and ball speed. Watch this.
It's okay. That's all right.
He loves it. Well, he doesn't love it. He loves it.
Missed that break point pretty good to the right. And to only leave a 2-pin, that's a good sign. So, Rob, you were mentioning earlier about, like, I have a big voice.
loud?
I just said you're loud. I didn't say you have a big mouth. I just said you're loud.
Well, it's your fault, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, this should be good.
Because you're
Watch out, Norm's in between the two of us right now. What is happening?
I'm just gonna,
Welcome to our world, Norm.
I'm going to leave it alone.
No, bring it. Come on.
No, I mean, you know, like, look, when we're working together, I get so jacked. Go ahead and read your promo.
Tomorrow, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to what, Norm?
We're going to the high banks in Atlanta.
Yeah. What kind of throttle? Full throttle?
I think full throttle.
What kind of racing is it going to be? Pack racing, yeah. And it's going to be on display. Engines fire up tomorrow, 3 Eastern on Fox. I love when I get Norm to read a promo.
I don't even know what pack racing is.
I know
I thought when you
our
say
NASCAR
pack,
friends have to help us out.
I love NASCAR, but pack to me means like a pack of wolves.
Exactly. Let's look at it logically,
Yeah,
right?
wolf
What's a
pack.
pack?
Yeah, we're part of the wolf
Yeah,
pack.
all
You're part of the
bunched-
wolf pack this week with us,
All
Norm.
bunched up?
Watch this shot going to the pins. That's a pack right there, too.
Yeah, that's packed deep into the 1-3.
Yeah, Marshall Kent about to send Chris Vi packing right now. 54-pin lead.
Good catch, Rob.
All right. There you go, Chris.
Good shot
That
on
look
that.
of where has that been?
You know, any way you look at it, whether you're going straight or you're curving it or hooking it, everybody hates when I say curve. But, when you're hooking it, the oil pattern's touchy. Take some of the best players in the world, and the composite average is under 200. That's got to speak volumes for how tough the oil pattern is.
Andrew Anderson awaiting our winner. And Jason Belmonte and Kyle Troup all still to come in action tonight.
This strike here would keep him alive. Oh, I don't know. That's like a 4-pin.
Stop it. Stop it.
Maybe it's a 7-pin.
Stop it.
Or a 10-pin.
Oh, God. Won't they ever let that die?
Why would they?
Oh, poor Chris.
I could add to it. I don't believe it. I don't.
Norm? Norm.
That one hurt.
We could carry on without you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Chris. That was terrible. And, well, it's all Marshall Kent. He's going to move on and take on Andrew Anderson. But what a great tournament for Chris Vi, and a lot goes into that confidence bank for him. Good shot there by Marshall. So do you want to know why I get so loud?
Please.
Can we finish that?
Yeah.
All right, so first of all, I get jacked up pretty good when I work with you, right? I mean, like, it's just a blast, and we have such a great time working together, and have over the years, and so that kind of starts it, right? And then you throw Norm Duke between us. Now I get overly jacked, and I can't help it.
We are really lucky to be here doing this.
I know,
together.
right? It's crazy, and as long as we've done it. I mean, we started together back at that other network, then you left us. Left me on the front doorstep of some stranger's house, and then.
Now we're hanging out with the legend Norm.
By the grace of God,
Yeah.
We've been together now 5 years.
I just
Reunited.
got fired. I just got fired. He
Norm,
fired me.
Norm, you're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Forget it. Your 8-pin comment was just over the top.
All right, so Kent,
I'm hey,
225, he moves on.
Thank you.
So Marshall Kent, your 8 seed, moves on with that 225. Up next for him, the 7 seed, Andrew Anderson. So Anderson coming up next, and that begs the question, what does a Michigan guy do when he rolls into Ohio? Find out next here on FS1. Rob, Randy, Norm, Kimberly, welcome you back to our continuing coverage of the PBA Tournament of Champions from Riviera Lanes in Fairlawn, Ohio. Flashback machine time. We go back to January 2010. The TOC held in Vegas at Red Rock. Mika Koivu-Niemi taking on Kelly Hewlett. So that was... Let's not get lost in the story. It's all about her.
Yeah,
Kelly Hewlett.
The copy's wrong. Yeah, it was against Chris Barnes.
And who cares?
Yeah, first woman ever to win a regular PBA Tour title. Only woman thus far to win a PBA major title. Randy, you and I were there for that moment. My goodness, that was so amazing. And Kelly Hewlett, as we mentioned, the first woman to win a PBA Tour title. You could be the first woman to win the women's division in the inaugural 2023 PBA LBC National Championships. Registration, as we've been telling you all weekend long, it's now open to all bowlers of all skill levels from all centers this summer in beautiful Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You can compete in singles as well as optional doubles, team events, even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at PBA.com. You get to Milwaukee, I encourage you to have a side trip to
Holler House.
Holler House.
Is there anything like Holler House?
There is nothing
exactly
like Holler House. Match number 2 tonight, Marshall Kent, the 8th seed, to take on Andrew Anderson. 3 more matches left tonight. When this one's done, Jason Belmonte and Kyle Troup still in action.
Hard to believe that kind of power would leave a flat 10, but Marshall did say he's gone down to 15 pounds. No, not 14, folks.
Yeah, not 16 to 15 pounds.
Exactly.
Just did it last week.
Right.
He did mention, though, that he did try a 14-pound ball for about 3 shots, and he did it this week. He ripped the blank out of it.
Yeah.
That a little more convincing?
Let's go back to 15.
Yeah.
The 2018 USBC Masters champion, he bowls at Holly Lanes in Holly, Michigan. Number 7 seed, Andrew Anderson.
Can't wait to hear this story you got for us, Rob.
Oh, it's coming. There's the arsenal.
Primal shock for Andrew. Oh, and he's in permanent. Normie and I were talking about what he was going to do in this match. We didn't know if he was going to curve it or if he was going to throw it straight up the gut like Marshall Kent. And there you look at the numbers, 25-9. That's not straight.
That is not straight. But you know what? We got to remember what he told us earlier in the week is that he shortened his span to the point where he has to get around it now.
And he shortened his span because?
Grade 1 sprain in his ring finger led to that grip change, telling us the shortest it's ever been. Struggling to still figure it out. Shortness, Normie was saying, makes me feel like I'm spinning it.
How about that? Well, of course. If I wanted to go super straight, I'd lengthen my span, not shorten it. So he's doing what his span is basically, promoting, which is getting around it, high rev. How about that?
Yeah, we're trying to find out the name of the other ball he's using on that left lane. We'll get it to you in a minute. But apparently 2 different balls for Andrew to start. Marshall, same ball, both lanes.
And Anderson, the first to start tonight with 2 straight strikes.
That's got a hook.
Does it? So Kent will now be searching for his second spare.
There you see that 2.6 board down lane. No friction there.
Yeah, but he hit 10 at the front. He's trying to hit, what, 12, 13, 14?
11 to like 5, 6.
Okay.
Good cover. He remains clean.
All week, we have been watching people bowl. Everyone that was way inside had the advantage. But the more you bowl, you have what we call memory. That is, all carries down, and they make this cleaning agent. They put it down there, but it doesn't get all of that oil off. And that memory is what's holding these balls back down lane.
And again, like we talked about earlier, you see a guy miss right or a player miss right, the overcompensation of that next shot is pulled left.
And grabbed, usually.
And a nice break, though, guys, only leaving the 3-pin. Marshall can make this with his eyes closed.
Oh, hook a lot.
Look.
You should have closed them.
Marshall,
Wow.
come on, dude. You missed one straight all week and you do that.
Spare, open frame for Kent, down 25.
Dude, what are you doing?
This one wasn't even close.
Well, he got it into that slick part of the lane to the right and whipped the 3-pin.
My goodness.
I didn't see that coming either.
Why take a chance
How
on that?
could
Why
you?
not just throw it straight at it? Because if you miss left, you're going to hook by it.
I don't know, but I bet Andrew Anderson takes advantage of it, is what I was about to say. This guy was on my Dallas Strikers team, and I'm going to tell you what.
There he is, hugging the ball return on his approach.
And that's where we saw the players from our last show start. And he's all the way in there. But again, I just can't get over. Be safe. You know that they're slick out and they hook. If you miss left, throw the spare ball.
Spare ball. Yeah.
Straight at it. Straight at
It is
the
a
3-pin.
major. That's how you win majors, is you don't make little mistakes like that. And then you've got another pro that says, oh, no. Don't make that mistake on my watch, young man, or I'm going to rub your face in it.
What did he just roll, Norm?
Oh, something like a 4-bagger or a ham. What was it? Ham and eggs?
Ham hock.
Ham hock.
Yeah,
that's what
that's
it
it.
was.
Oh my gosh.
Ball change for Marshall Kent. Down 45. He's in the 4th frame. NV Tour.
His first strike comes after that open frame in the 3rd. You hear some AC/DC in the background, a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It is a long way back up top for Marshall Kent in this one, and then talk about heavy lifting still to come. Jason Belmonte, your 6th seed. Kyle Troup, your 5 seed.
Yeah, the only thing good about being minus 45 and 4 frames is you have 6 frames left to make them
Correct.
up, so it's not over yet.
Rocking, but not dropping.
Changed balls, made the guess. Worked on the right lane. Not a big enough move on the left lane, leaving the 4-pin.
Let's see where the head is here as he approaches this spare shot. Right at it.
You asked me, why would he do that? Well, the only reason I can find is maybe he's trying to continue with traction, ride a second arrow to build a little something. I don't know.
You said it best. You can't make mistakes like that in the major.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out the answer to your question.
Anderson up 45. Bottom of the 5th.
The margin's that small to hit the pocket, and the 3-pin's part of the pocket.
If you could hit the pocket, then you would hit the 3-pin the first shot. Yeah, I get it.
If you have room to the right, no problem, right?
He's going to watch this on replay, and he's going to say there's nothing about what they're saying is wrong.
He said it.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
So Anderson remains clean. That's his first spare of the game. And we have had some big early advantages throughout the course of our coverage the last couple evenings here at the TOC. And back on the strike train his 5th through 6th frames. All Andrew Anderson so far as the 7th seed appears to be on a collision course with Jason Belmonte. The Michigan native in Ohio. We'll tell you what that means next. We welcome you back inside Riviera Lanes. Fun Saturday night here as our continuing coverage of the TOC rolls on here on FS1 match number 2 in our final show of the evening. Marshall Kent in big trouble, down 44 as he takes on Andrew Anderson. Here's Kent to close out the 6th. The winner to meet Jason Belmonte. The survivor of that match has Kyle Troup. That messenger got there in a hurry. Still left the 7.
Well, it just seems to me that when you make a mistake like the missed single pin spare attempt, that nothing tends to go right after that.
Not immediately right, no. It's like my dad used to say, you can't carry it until you spare it.
That miss came in the 3rd frame, Randy. After that, a strike, a 9 spare, 9 spare. The deficit at 45 as we begin the 7th. Gee whiz.
So good, too.
Yeah, and this time the 4 with the 9.
You called it, Randy. Just called it.
Hasn't missed a pocket since the ball change, and nothing good has come of it. 1 strike, 4 frames.
Well, remember when we talked to him earlier today, his line, I have to figure out how to get off to a good start on television.
Well, he did that in game 1.
Correct. Here, not so much. Spare, spare, open. And another open here in the 7th. This one slipping away from Kent. So up steps your 7 seed, Andrew Anderson from Holly, Michigan. Now Michigan, the M word in these parts, that's a 4-letter word, even though it's more than 4 letters. But you don't just bark out Michigan here. And yes, my stage manager guy here is giving me the thumbs down, so I asked Andrew Anderson, who is a rather large Michigan Wolverine fan. I said, what happens when you cross over the border in Ohio? He goes, I wear a lot of Michigan gear. There's plenty of scarlet and gray here. All you have to do to make a friend in this bowling center is yell out 2 letters, O-H, and then watch them flock to you. And they will respond with,
I don't know.
You're not even trying anymore, Randy.
I'm not.
I-O, O-H, I-O.
I don't like that team.
You don't like the college?
No, I don't.
Like
I don't.
Randy talking
I don't like
about
the
Ohio.
I don't like the Buckeyes.
Did you hear him?
Go blue, baby.
I know.
Oh, look at Andrew Anderson.
Andrew, I
going
said
heel.
I said I don't like the Buckeyes, Andrew.
He heard it, and he barked out a little "Go Blue."
Not only that, he sailed the headbin.
Well, you see where his focus is, right?
Now we know how to get him.
Well, it's over, by the way. I mean, that strike that he just put together, it's over.
When Andrew watches this show back, he'll know that I said I don't like the Buckeyes.
But there you go.
All right, you just witnessed your spare of the game, sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Lower your initial mortgage rate by 3% with rate reduced from Guaranteed Rate, bringing your mortgage rate down hard. Who here? This is going to be lost. I shouldn't even say the story, but I know you're going to like it. Chris Spielman, Ohio State linebacker legend.
I like him.
Yeah, he's an awesome human being. We used to do college football together. Marshall Kent with a strike, and he had a game, and his game was whenever you land at a new airport, park yourself outside of the gate. Just hang out, people watch against the wall. No matter where you are, count how long it takes till you find somebody wearing Ohio State gear. And I'm telling you, Atlanta, Dallas, Miami, New York, Denver, seconds. And you will see somebody wearing Ohio State gear. You know I'm right. These guys don't know what I'm talking about.
I was on a 10-hour layover one time and never saw Ohio State.
Well, you weren't looking for it.
You're right.
You weren't looking for it.
You're
now
right.
you will. Marshall Kent.
Got a feel for Marsh.
Yeah, this one is done and dusted. And it's too bad, as the 8 seed, really felt he had some momentum. You know, of course, he took care of Chris Vi in the last match by 53 pins. He was telling us that everything seems to be trending in the right direction, physically, mentally, equipment-wise. Better physical shape. He says he's actually put on weight, 20 pounds of weight.
20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So Kent is done, and the Wolverine, despite that shot, will move on.
Yeah, 7 boards right of target down lane. He's lucky he got 5. What do we call that, Norm, back in the day? Half a loaf, or
half a loaf.
Was that the bucket with the 7 pins?
Yeah, any 5 counts a half a loaf.
Okay.
Oh, get down, you stinking pin! Are you kidding me, 5? Oh, you know what that is? That's a Buckeye 5-pin right there, giving the big you-know-what to that Wolverine.
What is that? Is that a Brutus?
That is Brutus.
That's my best efforts.
There's Brutus lurking in there.
Let's do...
Surprised I knew that, didn't you? You're still shocked.
I am as well. I'm quiet now.
Little shout out to, you know, Grizzly Lanes in Montana, which Marshall owns part of it, along with Rhino Page.
Great shot. And by the way, the 12 machine casino inside Grizzly Lanes, located in Big Fork, Montana, about 2 hours north of Missoula. Also, the sports bar and grill.
What's his name?
Growlers. Growlers.
That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah, I got to get me a growler
a
shirt, a growler hat. Rhino Page, who's one of the majority owners of that establishment. Rhino, if you're watching, we need some Grizzly Lanes and some growlers gear.
Oh, he's watching because he has it on the monitors.
Better.
Yeah, he does.
Better.
Easy.
Four right. Randy can relate, I think.
Yeah, I can, Marsh. It's like his golf swing. 4 right. Good comment.
I can try.
Boy, this get ugly late.
Yeah, boy, didn't it? Crazy. Oh. We're doing rapid fire here. Hard to keep up. I don't know what lane just happened there, but Kent and Anderson are done. So we have 3 left tonight, and they all have one thing in common. Do you know what it is?
No.
They are former or reigning players of the year, including that man, Jason Belmonte. Your 6th seed set to take on Andrew Anderson when our coverage of the TOC returns.
Chris, 25,000 in his pocket, 10,000 on this ball. Solid 10, Chris. Unbelievable. And the very last ball.
That was in the 10th frame. Johnson would go on to roll the next 2 strikes for that famous 299 at the 1970 TOC. One of those moments, you referenced it earlier in the show, that lives forever in the lore of PBA.
It sure does, man. And, you know, Don Johnson meant so much to this game. He coached so many of the greatest players out here. And, you know, we talk about follow-throughs a lot, and that follow-through that's very unique in today's game, which goes to the opposite side of the head. Well, if you look back, Don Johnson was the guy that first started that. Think about his follow-through.
Oh, yeah, it went in and then out. Yep.
That one of many memorable moments that has taken place over the course of the Tournament of Champions. So this tournament, something special, something unique. It holds a special place in the hearts of so many pros, and this tournament, the Tournament of Champions, is the focus of tonight's Pressing Questions with Kimberly Pressler, presented by Go Bowling.
EJ, let's talk about the Tournament of Champions. Why is it so tough to win that one?
It's one of those events that's like it means a lot. It's a huge event. Obviously, we bowl a bunch of games, and it's the best players in the world.
Everyone in the field is a champion and has done it at the highest level. So it really brings out all the killer, no filler. So you really got to beat the best in the world all week to do that.
it's just a different feel and a different aura when you walk in the building. There's a lot of history in that place, and just kind of knowing that, you know, you can look to your left and you can look to your right, and you're just going to see all PBA champions.
It's a fantastic event. The history, I was fortunate enough to fill that last year on that pair of lanes in the final, where yeah, something just happens.
It's just cool to see, especially seeing some of the older pros that I never got to bowl with. Like, I bowled the one where Carmen Salvino bowled his last shot, when Johnny Bertaggio bowled his last shot, and just seeing these legends and being able to say I bowled with them, or I got to see that, that's a pretty special moment.
When I won my first tour title, the second thing I remember thinking after, oh my goodness, I just won a tour title, was, oh my God, I get to compete in the Tournament of Champions now. It's such an incredible historic event, and to be able to have held the trophy a few times is very special to me. So the TOC is an amazing tournament.
An unmistakable mystique around this tournament, particularly when it's held inside this venue here in Fairlawn. And the PBA TOC caps off tomorrow with our finals. Coverage begins at noon Eastern on Fox, also available on the Fox Sports app. Hear a lot of noise in the crowd right now, and that is because Jason Belmonte is about to take the lanes. 2 more matches to go tonight. Belmo up next, followed by Kyle Troup. Anderson and Belmo coming up next. The on-lane graphics you see tonight, including the ball tracer, are courtesy of Clutch Bowling. Clutch work from our stage manager right there, handing me that card in the nick of time. All right, Belmo's going to make him fly as he pursues yet another major title. He already has 14. Most would think that would be enough. Most aren't Jason Belmonte. So Belmo, the 6th seed, Andrew Anderson, the 7th seed. The winner to take on 5 seed Kyle Troup. 3 rollers left. All of them have won Player of the Year honors.
7-time PBA Player of the Year. He has won the most major titles in PBA Tour history, including the Tournament of Champions 3 times. Rolling out of Orange 10-pin lanes in Orange, New South Wales, Australia, number 6 seed, Jason Belmonte.
Welcome to TV in 2023, Mr. Belmonte. We, and that is a collective we, us here, those out there in the bowling community, so used to seeing him in the top 10, in the top 5, on television, winning. Hasn't gone his way yet this year, but that's an amazing start. That's how you do it.
Well, he's only 1 major shy of Tiger Woods' record and 4 shy of Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah, it's pretty good company.
15 for Tiger, 18 for Jack, and here's Belmonte at 14. Now, granted, 2 different sports, but a major's a major as far as I'm concerned.
That's correct. Anderson way left of target as he seeks his 2nd major title. He won the USBC Masters back in 2018 when it was held in Syracuse.
I have a little, as he makes this 5-pin, I have a little tidbit. Andrew Anderson was on my Dallas Strikers team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one time I chose Tommy Jones to throw a roll-off, right? And Tommy missed, and we lost, and I came back, to shake their hands, and Andrew Anderson said, why didn't you give me the nugget? Why didn't you select me to throw that? Right next to him is another player that said, I didn't want no part of it. So that's just his demeanor.
And guys, is it just me, or I mean, we're off to a rough start for Andrew right here. First 2 frames, one goes Brooklyn, one goes through the nose. It seems like it's been very tough for players to keep momentum going. You know, they win a game and then the next game not so good, right? You're not seeing anybody just mow through the field.
Earlier tonight, at least Chris Fox from that 11 seed hole, he rattled off 3 straight wins, but
after that,
unceremoniously bumped out by Marshall Kent.
Wes got 3 in a row.
One and done. Wes won 3 over the course of 2 nights, but you're right. You're waiting, Randy, for that somebody to kind of run the ladder,
right.
And guess what? You're running into buzzsaws right now, right? I mean, there's no easy outs tonight and certainly tomorrow as well. Again, Anthony Simonson, your 2 seed, EJ Tackett, front runner for Player of the Year, your 1 seed. And we talk about the slow starts that we've seen throughout the course of our last couple nights. Jason Belmonte, you're going to see a graphic in a moment after he goes through this 2-8-10. He had a slow start here overall all week.
Yeah, he was counted out by half of all of our spectators there. He was 150 back with 6 games to go, which I was doing extra frame and I said, anybody but Belmonte is out. No, he made it.
Goes in and takes care of the 2-8, left the 10, open frame. So, Norm, this is what you were talking about. And Belmo hanging out in the 50s in the front part of the week as far as round qualification was going on. And then he started to make that move in the 3rd round, leveled off, and then a big burst rounds 5 and 6 to get himself up to this 6-hole spot.
That 16-8 in match play didn't hurt any.
No, that was a big help. But if you're averaging 220 in this building, you're going to win some matches.
Particularly over the course of what we've seen tonight. Back on the strike train, so that left lane working pretty well for Belmo so far. 2 for 2 there as he takes the seat.
Check out those numbers right here. Break point, guys. It's pretty accurate. 21.9 on both shots at the arrows. It's splitting hairs.
Yeah, those are things we're used to seeing from Jason.
And so many people ask, well, doesn't he spray it? No, this guy's one of the most accurate professionals in history.
All I know is you said he was the greatest ever, and when it comes from a guy like you, that holds some weight.
So Anderson leaves the 10, and again, still without a strike is Andrew Anderson.
Yeah, but by far his best shot of the game. At least he gets one off his hand. That's right. He's got the lead.
Not
Didn't
anymore.
look good. Yep. Double dribbled that one and airmailed
Come
it.
on.
Spare,
What are you
open
doing?
frame.
He's a good spare shooter.
Excellent spare shooter.
And he missed that by a lot.
Well, that's why I drafted him for the strikers, because he can make spares. I didn't see that coming. No.
He's using a super rally on the left lane, primal shock on the right lane. The spare he just missed was a plastic spare ball. And not like Andrew Anderson to miss single pin spares.
Get there.
And now a 7-10 awaits. Come on.
Same thing you mentioned earlier.
What did we talk about the last game? What did we talk about?
We see this so much. I mean, I'm talking between Randy and I. We got 75 years in this, and we've seen it every year of our life.
That sounds like a long time.
It does.
Rob, let's go back a game. And we talked about Marshall Kent missing that single pin spare, right? Then what happened? He struck once. 4-9. Here we go. Yep. 10 pin, pocket 7-10 after it.
Gets in your cage.
I mean, it's crazy.
You're in trouble,
right?
And then you look who you're facing, and you're like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
The king.
He's salivating right now.
Well, this is a big shot coming off the 2-8-10 that he left last time on this right lane. The shot here will be very telling.
Pretty good. Pretty good. And with that, we welcome you to the Beer Frame. Sponsored by Pabst Blue Ribbon of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Ask for the original. And please drink responsibly. You know where the PBRs go down best?
Holler House?
Bingo.
I'm just going to answer Holler House.
The Holler House pretty much answers all questions in life.
I got a number for you guys. Last night and tonight's action, how many times have the players missed the head pin total.
Ooh, wow.
Well, that's 3 in a row for Belmonte, but the players have missed the head pin a total of 22 times.
I was gonna say 22.
Throughout the stepladder competition. You were not gonna say 22.
Totally was. You didn't give me enough time to answer it.
I can't believe it. I know why, and I've watched it. I just still can't believe it.
22 times.
Anderson down 34. Off an open frame and right of target.
Make it 23.
23. And you're not even counting the second ball.
Don't lose both lanes.
The winner of this one to take on 5 seed Kyle Troup. Match 4 as we conclude our 4 hours of live TOC coverage tonight on FS1. Tomorrow our coverage shifts over to Fox at noon. The final 5 for the TOC. Anderson able to cover that one.
And by the way, I got 22 from Lane Talk. Our great friends at Lane Talk. For more information, go to lanetalk.com, and that's where you get all of our great stats.
'18 Player of the Year. He was 5th in earnings, 5th in average, 1st in points. Trying to return back to that. First strike of this game for Andrew Anderson, and it comes in the 6th. Frustrated and sitting down because so far it has been all Belmo. Jason closing in on a late night showdown with Kyle Troup. Rob Stone, Randy Peterson, Norm Duke, Kimberly Pressler back here with you for our coverage of the PBA Tournament of Champions, 6th event of this PBA season. And you know who's up. Jason Belmonte here in match 3, the winner to take on Kyle Troup in our final match of the night. The lead is at 34. He's looking for 4 in a row.
That's not terrible out of commercial break.
I don't think so. Just a little heavy on the number 1 and just the 4 pin.
For 12, make it 13 for 13 going after the 4 pin this week.
Now let's take a look at Strike Track 3D here. Jason Belmonte is actually playing the right lane to hook more than the left, and he's the only player that we've seen do that on this pair, 27 and 28. But look at this number right here. Come on now, where's my little circle? There it is. Check out those numbers, guys. Left lane, right lane. It's actually deeper on that right lane, and all the other players have had that right lane a little bit tighter.
After a re-rack, the 3-time TOC champ steps up on the left. 4 for 4 on that left lane.
You know, if he were to go on and win, he'd be the only player in the history of professional bowling to win the Tournament of Champions 4 times.
That's right, Jason Couch, back to back to back.
3 times. Mike Durbin, 3 times. Nobody's won it 4 times.
No, he will before his career's over, no doubt. Whether it's tomorrow or not remains to be seen. Now, Andrew Anderson.
And this guy's not done yet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Looked like he grabbed it.
Touchy, 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 touchy.
Norm, looked like he grabbed it at the bottom, and when you do that on this pattern especially, it's going to go left.
Yeah, it looked like he grabbed that one, you know, even behind his butt cheek. And then, you know, that thing was turned early pretty quick.
Missed it. Oh, come on. missed the 5 pin.
Anybody have their hands up?
Plenty of hands were up behind you. Plenty.
Well, I can honestly say, Andrew, I know exactly how you feel.
With the Ohio fans kind of enjoying the Michigan native suffering. Although Michigan has done plenty of damage to the scarlet and gray on the football field the last couple of years.
Well, you know, we've watched it with Earl. We've watched it with Walter Ray Williams. And I think we're watching a little of it now with Belmo, where that intimidation factor is an issue.
How so? I'm confused, because in the past it was a strength. It was a known commodity. Are you saying it's an issue because it's gone? Or it's an issue because it's coming back? Or?
No, it's like playing Tiger. It's hard to beat Tiger. Playing Belmo, playing Walter Ray, playing Earl. You know who you're playing. And you got to have your best, and it seems like your first mistake, you know, you get rattled and you're just now throwing it, kind of like Prather.
I think it's just like all the other sports when you've got somebody that's so dominant, and then once they fall down the ladder just a little bit, they're getting written off. And all it takes is another superior moment, another major championship, another win, and all of a sudden, oh, well, you know, no, I never said he was done, to bring everybody back to reality. And the reality is, he got off to a slow start this season, but
and that was all.
He's right back in the position that he's famous for being in.
A couple other realities. He has moved on. He will take on Kyle Troup next. And we talked to him about this issue, and he was quick to jump on it. You know, every other player is immune to the backlash of a bad week. But if Belmo has a bad week, let's be honest, it's been a bad couple weeks for his standard, for the level of success that he has had. And the questions are, is he done? Is the reign over? But the expectations that man puts on himself cannot be topped by anyone out there on social media, those keyboard warriors or anyone barking behind him here in the stands.
Didn't quite shape off of it. So that's why.
But still, I think that the players who are playing Belmo and they're
I think I'm
playing
good on this
Walter
pair.
and Earl, they know they're playing them. So as soon as they make one mistake, because what Randy said about expectations and those Hall of Famers they're playing.
But if it looks ridiculous, at least
I mean,
know I can
Norm, explain something to me.
Be a little slower down.
Nice cover. Yeah, great cover there, but if Belmonte strikes, if Anderson strikes on this fill shot and Belmonte strikes out, he wins the game by 100.
100.
Explain that one.
Well,
is it just poor shot making on Andrew's part, or, I mean, because he's missed the head pin how many times in this game? I mean, look at that. His opponent's going to shoot, can shoot 240.
They will.
But so many times we hear guys saying, hey, I'm going to make him work. I'm going to make him grind. I'm going to make. They don't seem to make Belmonte grind as much late in the game simply because I think their expectation is he will never make a mistake. That's kind of what we had with Earl and Walter Ray Williams Jr.
There's a ball change for Belmonte. He's just kind of looking at a different reaction. But, you know, Jason Couch, our buddy back home in Claremont, who won this
Three times in a row,
sent me a text saying he thinks it's just bad shot making.
Well, it was bad, but what is the cause of that right after?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think that's what my point is.
And I think Jason's got a point because, I mean, how do you go flag the head pin, run away Brooklyn?
No, I get that. I'm trying to explain that. What is happening? That is my point.
214-146, your final. Belmo moves on, and it's the matchup we have been waiting 4 hours for. Belmo, Troup, the winner, moves on to tomorrow's Final 5 at the TOC Live on Fox. The PBA on FS1 is sponsored by Guaranteed Rate. Knock your initial mortgage rate down by up to 3% with rate reduced from Guaranteed Rate. Learn more at rate.com. and by Go Bowling. For friends and family fun, log on to gobowling.com to find a center near you. The bowling gods have smiled on us tonight here in Ohio. 5 versus 6 is what you want. Troup and Belmo. He has won this tournament 3 times. The first came back in 2014, dropped Westmallot by 1 pin. Remember, every pin matters at the TOC, 219, 218. The next year, he made it a double. Took down Rhino Page, 232, 214. Couple years off. And in 2019, he won his 3rd. And his 10th major, he dropped EJ Tackett, who, oh, by the way, is your 1 seed tomorrow here on our coverage, which moves over to Fox and the Fox Sports app. So Belmo sitting. Kyle Troup still up, going through his last couple practice shots. And this is fan favorite versus fan favorite.
Yeah, that's right. I'm taking that. How are we looking? Yeah, there's all right. Got 1 left, I think. Okay.
Just past 11 p.m. Eastern here.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. We're going to play straight.
This will be just the 3rd ever meeting between these two on television. Belmo holding a 2-0 advantage. The last came last year at the PBA Tour Finals. Kyle Troup will start us off.
Oh, well.
Very good. Who's starting?
I'm starting.
The 2021 Player of the Year with 9 PBA Tour titles. He bowls out of Penn Station in Newton, North Carolina. Number 5 seed, Kyle Troup.
Quick shout out to Pops, Guppy back home, taking this one in. Guppy, I hope you're still awake. I know it's 11:11 back. Guppy's up, right? No. Yeah, yes, he is.
Well, I mean, he's up, but
Absolutely,
not
he's up
normally.
watching his boy.
He's up, but not normally.
Guppy is up watching baby boy. Kyle Troup, one of our favorites.
Well, here's something we haven't seen, guys. Urethane. Kyle Troup's going to pipe it straight up second arrow. Watch this. Or maybe in between second and third. Yep.
Left the 10. Before we get too deep into this match, early thoughts, Norm and then Randy, on how you see this one playing out between Troup and Belmo.
I think that if Troup is going to play this part of the lane, he's going to have to navigate traffic. Belmo's going to get inside of all traffic, and he is going to have the advantage. Doesn't mean that Troup's not going to win. It just means that I give the advantage to Belmo.
I do too. I mean, it's hard to count Kyle out ever, but with that urethane bowling ball, I think the propensity is to leave those 10 pins, those weak 10s. Belmonte's not going to leave that. And I think the advantage goes to Belmonte.
But that's why they play the game.
68-pin win over Andrew Anderson in our last match for Belmo. Perfection on the start.
Well, he's going to finish on the left lane. In last game, he was perfect on that left lane. Belmonte gets off to a nice start here with a beautiful one, but locked in on that left lane.
I have some math for you.
Do it.
They both have 20 less losses than they do victories on television. But Kyle Troup only has the better percentage. 33 and 13, 65 and 45 for Belmo. Playing frame 2.
And there's those issues on that left lane that you talked about, Randy. I'm sorry, the right lane. He had an open frame in the second in our last match. Here he is with a little work to do in the second.
Well, as soon as he let go of this one, he didn't like it. And obviously that's why 3-6-10, you got to pay this respect.
Covers it.
good spare.
No kidding.
All right.
Asked Kyle today how the season has gone so far for him. Again, this is just the 6th event of the campaign. He said, good, yeah. U.S. Open gave him some much-needed confidence. He finished 2nd in that one, and he entered it as the 5 seed, which is what he is here as well. Right through the nose.
Yeah, and 3-6, 10 with the 9-pin, and we've seen it converted before. Smallwood threw it nice and straight at the 3-9, but a tough leave early on for Kyle Troup.
And Norm, this kind of goes back, perhaps, to the conversation we had last game, guys. You're taking on Jason Belmonte. And here's Troup. I know we're only almost done with 2 frames, but Kyle's going to say to himself, 9 spare, and now another spare. And a nice pickup.
That was
right
a
there.
great cover.
Great cover, but he's already playing come from behind bowling against one of the best ever.
I think the most interesting thing is the fact that throughout the stepladder finals, we haven't seen one player do this with urethane.
With urethane.
With a urethane bowling ball trying to go that straight. We have not seen it.
Do you think it's a good call?
I mean, Belmonte could have struck out for 240 last game, throwing reactive resin from in. I think that's the play. Again, hate to bet against this guy.
Yep.
Never would.
Rolling with the pitch black. Needs a strike. And gets it. There it is. His first strike comes in the 3rd, and that's when he's at his best. When he has that confidence, that noise, that smile, right?
He just got me revved up.
Yes.
Come
and he
on.
got himself revved up, and he got this crowd re-energized. But up comes the 7-time Player of the Year. And yes, that move by Troup is part of his personality.
Yes.
I think the looks you guys are giving me are perhaps there might be more to that celebration. No?
Maybe, but the other part of me is thinking, don't poke the bear.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking. And besides that, you throw one good shot in 3 frames, and all of a sudden you're going to yell like that. Hey, at least get a double. You know?
John, may I please take a re-rack?
So an early re-rack from Belmo.
But I'm still revved up. Don't think that he doesn't have that. Just watching him get dressed in that stuff, revs me up.
You know, he's more than just a curiosity. And a couple of years ago, we talked about this, Randy, that, you know, people would see him on television, whether it was live or re-airs, and be like, oh, look at him. He's interesting to look at. Oh, he does pretty well, too. Yeah, he's the full package now. And obviously, he's got a lot of that Guppy DNA. And a backdoor messenger. Backdoor guest are best. And the bear has been poked.
Well,
the backdoor messenger. Okay, that's the first time I've ever heard that. Way to go, Rob.
Well, now.
And that's a look of, oh, you want to do that game? Have at it, mate. All right, Kyle. What do you got, kid?
Got a hook. Jeez. How hard was that? Yeah, we cooked on that one a little bit.
Still trying to figure things out. Just one real good shot so far.
I think his margin for error is quite small.
Right, if that ball gets back in Wally's, then he takes some serious confidence to the left lane.
Agreed. Splice that one perfectly.
So is he married to urethane in this approach at this point, or can he pull out and try something else in his arsenal?
I mean, I think he's pot committed.
Yep.
I'm not. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see him in practice. I don't know if he tried reactive. He did try reactive, I'm being told, by Cecil, our scorer. Thanks, Cecil.
Putt committed. That's a pretty good way to say it. I don't know. I think this frame matters.
7-10. Are you kidding me?
I don't think he's pot committed anymore.
Yes, I'll ball change.
There you
Bingo.
go.
Come on, man.
Maybe a frame too late.
Well, not a very good break, but God, it's so hard to second guess these guys. Are
For
so
sure.
good.
For sure.
You know?
4 times this has been made on television, the 7-10. Remember that energy that he had in the third after that strike? Let's just say that tick is still in his back pocket.
And
bye-bye ball.
Yeah. And it could get worse here with the next 2 shots Belmonte's about to throw.
And he knows it.
You know, our friends to the south would call him a tiburon, which means shark. And this guy, when he smells blood, is very dangerous.
He is circling Kyle Troup right now.
A lot of chum out in that water because of that opening there in the 5th.
Good call.
Roll that 10 out of the way.
Same lane. Kyle left 7-10. Belmonte almost leaves 7-10.
Don Johnson left the ring in 10.
Welcome to Riviera and lanes 27 and 8.
10 for 10 this week, chasing the 7-pin. We'll make it 11 for 11.
All right.
And the Belmo remains clean. 3 strikes, 3 spares, 1 double. Now or never, Kyle. Now or never.
Well, he's making the big ball change now. He's going to reactive, which involves a big adjustment. So not only do you have to throw it pure, but you have to make the right adjustment as he goes to a dark code.
It's just going to be one of those nights.
This is just a joke, man. No kidding. Nothing bad, bro.
Well, he's only 26 pins down. I mean, this is not out of hand yet.
But he's got no momentum.
Yeah.
Weird.
And he feels, to me, a little lost, searching.
Yeah, I would take momentum. As soon as Jason Belmonte got 9 spare on a double, I feel like I just won a battle. So then he throws a really good shot with a new dark code. Close enough, I would say to myself, okay, now I can make a bump here. I can then adjust the left lane from the right lane. We can move on and throw this 5 back.
It is only 26, as you say, but it feels larger. There you go, Kyle. There you go.
That was pretty. Look at the difference here. Last couple of shots. But I think what made him nauseous on the 9-pin was the fact that the 9-pin actually got hit twice and still didn't go down. So that was the disgust. But this was a beautiful shot here by Kyle. Still in it. Yeah, that was kind of like saying thank you very little.
Three for 4 on that right lane.
boy, he's just so clean in his release. There's just no, it doesn't seem like it's very aggressive through the release point, but he's got more rev than anybody on the planet. So
Yep. I like to call it efficiency of motion.
I like that. Careful.
Eek.
Lane.
Not far enough right, in my opinion. You see the difference with the positioning at the arrows. That was well inside. Just not a real good shot by Belmonte. Left the whole way.
Left the whole way, yeah. And that happens when you're blower 10 the last shot on that lane, and you know you need a little more on it to get the strike. Maybe that's what he was thinking. Really tough spare again. 3-6-10.
Yeah, that's not something you want to make a career out of. Shooting the 3-6-10.
Yeah, and we talked about that in the desk before the game. The guy's solid his spares now. I'm telling you, solid.
You think Troup's lined up after those 2 shots, Norm?
He'd best be.
I think he is.
Looking for his first double. And then he quickly looks at the scoreboard. Some immediate math.
To pull within 6. And to set up the 10th frame. But no matter what, he cannot shut out Belmonte.
The winner moves on to tomorrow's show. Live coverage over on Fox begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. It is the finals of the TOC, your 1 seed. And Player of the Year frontrunner, E.J. Tackett in action. 1 win away from winning yet another title this season. Troup and Belmo trying to join that show. Huge shot here in the 9th. He's not going away.
Nope.
That's his best shot of the game right there. He just, bam.
Well, it just goes to show you the talent level when he makes that change.
Yeah, 4-pin turkey. Here we go.
That was 9-pin turkey.
Oh yeah, 9-pin.
All right, but now, can he hit the left leg?
All spares except for the 5th frame were, I'm sorry, spare in the 2nd, strike in the 4th. That's his 1 strike on that left lane.
John, may I please take my second rear rack?
He needs a double in 5 to advance to tomorrow's show. You know what I'd like to see, guys? I'd like to see E.J. Tackett, Simonson, Belmonte, Troup in a cage match where we take 2 sets, we take a pair of lanes, build a cage around it. We don't let them out until there's 1 winner remaining. Set up whatever format you want.
Steel cage match?
Oh, yeah.
Bowling?
Bowling.
Yes, please. Two strikes and 5 for the win.
The pin deck light was flickering.
Well, at least it wasn't me.
Moral victory.
For a change. Moral victory. Thanks, Rob. All right, a double in 5. Shut up, Norm. Left lane, he has, let's see, the last time he struck on this lane was back in the 4th frame, guys.
You know, his move, he just went 2 or 3 left, softened up. That's my Mother May I move that I love so much. 2 or 3 left, soften up, get it to the right around it all. And that ball is digging. Notice he didn't unleash a lot of reaction there because he knows this is not done yet. If he gets this one.
You don't get too amped up when you still need another hit.
That's right. If he gets this one, you might see a little ampage.
You're going to see it.
Strike in 5 to shut out Troup.
Come on.
My goodness.
This is actually better than the first one.
All right, doors open for Troup.
Think if that 10-pin was left standing, too, oh, by the way.
Troup's going to need a double.
We might all need a double after this match.
Again,
wow.
that left lane, almost another pocket 7-10. And that was a pretty darn good shot that Belmonte threw right there.
I know, the 5-pin's going to the left, the 2-pin just trapped it, would not let it get out of its own little 5-pin area. Skinny Jeans missed it!
Doesn't matter.
Didn't matter.
Matters to me.
It obviously
matters to me, because every pin matters!
I got to tell you, though, this is where typically where Kyle Troup shines. Given an opportunity. He needs a double in 5.
Well, he's been trailing this match the whole time. So, you know, he's got this one chance to say, hey, I'm going to take the lead, and I'm going to take it for the last time. It's a Brooklyn strike. He went Brooklyn.
Wow. Yeah. An unorthodox ham bone.
Maybe the biggest break of 2023 for Kyle Troup.
Or anybody for that matter. My goodness, you need 2. All right, here we go. No matter how lucky you got there, you still have to make this shot.
What frame did he make that ball change in again?
The 6th frame.
6th frame. About when this rally started.
He got around it.
Left again.
Oh, come on, 10! Come on, 10!
Oh, he got around that just a little too much. I think it just
Pushed just a hair
pushed
long.
a hair long.
Crazy game. So much better than the shot before it.
Belmo moves on. What a game!
Good game, brother. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
216, 210. Satisfying moment of the match. Sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers. 216, 210. Belmo, survive and advance. That is the March motto. And he moves on to tomorrow's championship round live on Fox. So our lineup for tomorrow is now confirmed. Jason Belmonte will bat first. Can he run the ladder from this spot? Jason Sterner stands in his way. Then Matt Ogle, and then 2 guys fighting for Player of the Year honors. Anthony Simonson and your 1 seed, EJ Tackett. Kimberly standing by with Belmo.
My goodness, what a way to end the night. Belmo, I saw you sitting over there calm and collected, but you were struggling on that left lane a little bit. The first match, not so much. You just kind of breezed right through it. What was happening on that left lane?
Yeah, it just looked like the ball was digging in so early, and so I was a little paranoid to push it through it because we've seen all night, you know, everyone missing the head pin to the right. So that 10th frame, I just thought, you know what, let's get a little further left, let's slow the ball speed down and throw it really good. The first shot was good. The second one was even better, and it didn't strike. But, you know, that's how the bowling gods work.
Well, your thoughts on going for your 4th TOC?
Yeah, it's going to be a restless night's sleep, but I'm excited. Yeah, I'm like, I love this. This is what I was born to do, and this is what I love to do. So to come back in here tomorrow, see all the fans, be on the TV set at a chance for another major, that's what I wanted to do when I walked into this building at the beginning of the week.
Well, congratulations, and we'll see you tomorrow live on Fox.
Cheers.
Nobody has won more major titles than that man.
Climb the ladder.
And he will have to climb the ladder tomorrow. Live on Fox and available on the Fox Sports app. The final 5 from the TOC here at Riviera Lanes.
I thought.
Belmo with 14 major titles. Will he celebrate number 15 tomorrow live on Fox? Find out with us at noon Eastern. It's the finals of the PBA TOC, and Belmo has moved on.